What's going on, everyone? So, we know Chad is in the upcoming Scream 7. A lot of questions about what is going to happen to him. Is he going to live? Is he going to die? Could he potentially become Ghostface? Could he inevitably be the big bad? Now, I do think it's very possible that he probably meets his end, whether it's the opening scene kill or at some point. They should have killed him in Scream 6. I'm still bothered by the fact that they didn't. They had such a dope scene, such an awesome scene in which we saw, Chad be just brutalized by two Ghostface. And then they just decided, like, oh, thumbs up at the end. No worries. I'll just walk it off. Little stabbing never hurt nobody, right? Like, it's just like, what? What are we doing here? And I know people try to compare it to Dewey and stuff. Big differences, right? Primarily the amount of damage Dewey took, right? Like Scream 96, he got stabbed in the back, knife was left in the back, he fell, played dead. Scream 2, he gets stabbed, like 2-3 times, and in the back, I don't even know if it was that many times. And then which again, they kind of justify as like, oh, it was old scar tissue, which was a little silly, I admit, 100%. But what we saw in Scream 5 and 6 was brutal. Like, he didn't just get stabbed once and like, oh, like, hey, you get stabbed you got cut in the arm or whatever, right? Like, he's fine, walk it off. Like, no, he literally got just like brutal. And so it's hard to kind of know what direction they're going to go, right? I'm all for either way. Now, the creators of Scream, the new frontrunners, love Chad. Or love Mason, really. Mason Gooding, which is why he was originally supposed to die in Scream 5. It's why they brought him back for Scream 6. And more likely than not, why they brought him back for this upcoming Scream 7. Because they really like Mason as a person, as an actor, all that stuff, right? So he's got roles in the Scream franchise probably for a while. I mean, and that could also be the reason as why he probably might not die, right? And you can make that argument. But I don't hate the idea of like Chad gone dark side. Now, Mindy is something that people have thrown out, right? Like, you think of Mindy, and I think that there is definitely more evidence, and I think that there is more of an argument for Mindy being a secret accomplice or, Ghostface in the background. Problem is Jasmine Savoy Brown, as far as we know, or at least at the time of recording this video, obviously that could change, but as far as we know, she's not in the upcoming Scream 7. You look at Scream 5, she gets like cut on the arm and then knocked out and then like just plays dead, but we know she didn't die. She survives at the end. So it's like, hey, you could have helped and that would have been great, but you just play dead? Why? Oh, well, it would make sense that she's in a win-win situation, because if she survives, right, and all the characters survive and they take out Ghostface, she gets to jump up and be like, oh, I had no idea, oh my gosh, right, and play the victim. But if Ghostface wins and Richie and Amber do kill everybody, she gets to jump up and be like, yeah, great job, guys, great plan and whatnot. And it's, again, she's supposed to be this smart movie buff that understands how this works. It would make sense that she would know how to get away with it. Also, in the subway, she gets stabbed, but she gets stabbed in the stomach. Now, you could justify that two ways. Like, again, she could have been in on it. Or the revenge factor, because no one would have known that Mindy was involved in Scream 5, right? Maybe they didn't know. Maybe Richie's family didn't know, so they tried to kill her and that. So there's definitely more of an argument. I could probably go on and on, but obviously, again, Jasmine Savoy Brown, as far as we know, isn't in this Scream film, so I don't want to dive too much into that. Chad, on the other hand, is a little more, like, I don't think you can make the argument that he was involved in 5 and 6, primarily because of the way that he was attacked. Right? Like, if it was Dewey, because people have always had Dewey as the mastermind. Look at how he's always operate. Right? I mean, even Scary Movie made fun and kind of poked at that idea, right? And, people have speculated Gale and all that. Can't really do that with Chad because, again, how brutally he was attacked twice. Like, that's not something, like, you saw Scream 96 with Billy and Stu cutting each other and stabbing each other, right? Trying to play it off like, they survived the attack. Chad, there is almost zero chance that he should have survived, especially Scream 6 attack. Scream 5, he shouldn't have survived. But okay, fine. I'll give you that. The car comes and saves him. Sure. Well, I'll look past that one. But Scream 6, there is no looking past. There is no getting past. There's no reason that should have happened and that he should have survived. So how can you justify Chad being the killer? Well, he was attacked brutally in Scream 5 and Scream 6, right? How did all of this become? Because of Sidney Prescott, right? Sidney Prescott, it's because of you. If you would have died, my uncle would have been alive. My mother wouldn't have been a mess, right? Losing her brother. We wouldn't have been attacked by Ghostface because Ghostfaces wouldn't want to replicate your life and do what you want to do. Right? Like, you could argue that his attacks and kind of the darkness that he endured kind of bleeds and leads into further darkness. And now Chad is like, I'm tired of essentially dying every time a Ghostface shows up. No one would expect me. Why would they? I should have died twice. I was brutally attacked. No one's going to think that I became the Ghostface, that I picked up the knife, that I became the killer, right? Maybe that's even how you write out Sam and Tara and Mindy if they're not involved. Right? What if Chad killed them? Kind of went dark side. Right? Chad goes, he kills Sam, Tara, and Mindy, his own sister. They die. Oh no. Chad survives again. And then, lo and behold, the big reveal, he's involved. He was the accomplice. Right? He's the Ghostface, running around killing people. Took out them, took out Sidney. Why are you doing this? Why are you killing her? Because I want to put an end to it. All these other Ghostface, they want to keep the party going. Right? All these other Ghostface, they want to, replicate the movie and continue the sequel and blah, blah, blah. Not me. I want to stop this. I want to put an end to it so no one has to go through and endure what I had to go through and endure. Eventually, like Billy said, we all go a little mad sometimes. We all get a little crazy. Somebody that had to go through and live the life that he had to go through and the family that he had, tried to do the right thing, tried to be a good guy, but he realizes now, as long as Sidney's alive, as long as, Ghostface has that motivation, him and others are not going to be safe. So you have now the justification and the logic of like, okay, if I stop them, then that's it. If I can stop her, then that's it. If I kill her, then that's the end of it. Sidney dies. Maybe this all goes away. Right? Again, you can never really explain crazy. So, you can have kind of the argument and justification be a little off. It's like, okay, well, no, like people are still going to, like look at like Mickey and stuff like that. But also good turn bad, I think it'd be really interesting because we haven't had that, right? We haven't had a good character gone dark side. And it's one of the most typical tropes, right? Now, there was a lot of talks about Sam eventually going down that road. And based on what we saw from supposed leaks of Scream 7's original script, that's the route that they wanted to go with Sam, that Tara dies and she kind of snaps. Well, what if you still go down that route? But this time it's with Chad. What if you do go that the Sam route, but this time it's instead of Sam, it's Chad. And Chad lost his way. And Chad lost his mind. And Chad wants to, maybe he's even doing it to protect Sam, Tara, and Mindy. Maybe they don't even know about it. And that's kind of the argument why they're not there and involved. right? Maybe they're on a vacation or something, girls trip. Let's leave Chad behind. Chad ends up getting left behind, and he's like, okay, now's my chance to enact this plan. Now's my chance to take these people out and make sure that Sam, Tara, Mindy are safe forever. Last time we saw Chad, he was cozying up to Jenna or Tara, right? Just thought. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea? Do you hate the idea? Do you think, having Chad go dark side would be awesome? Kind of add a new layer to Scream. Do you think absolutely not? Can't have Chad be the bad guy. Got to keep him good. If he dies, but got to keep him good. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I would love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.